How you doing, guys? It's LSP. It's currently the 26th of March. It's a Friday. I've got the weekend coming, so I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. So I'm not going to go into too much detail regarding, Bitcoin and Swissborg and some of the other currencies, or I say currencies, but cryptocurrencies. But as I said in the chat yesterday, I wanted to just quickly go over, some things that I think are really important. Having been around for a while, you kind of get to know what people are thinking just by what they say, and I've seen a lot of things in the chat, as people are kind of, responding to lots of different things. And I do obviously realize there's a lot of people, I mean, I'm certainly not the be all and end all and, the master of everything. That's not the way it is at all. But, there's obviously a lot of people that are still very fresh and very new to, investing or trading in general. Now, obviously, everything that I say is never going to be trade advice. It's always for educational purposes only, right? But with that said, I think there's going to be some things that I can kind of go into and illustrate, which will get people thinking a little bit, and at least slow down the pace of this, oh, it's going to the moon, because I know sometimes we say it as a joke, but there's a lot of, new traders that they trade purely based on P&L. Yeah, they see they're positive, they're happy, they're negative, they're frustrated, and what you need to be doing is just focus purely on the charts, have a game plan. If your game plan is to trade every day, fine. If your game plan is to trade every 2 to 3 months, fine. If your game plan is to invest for wealth over long periods of time, fine. But once you've got it, stick to it. Yeah. So I'm going to use the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin just as an example. Okay. When I sit down and I'm looking at charts, okay, this is going to sound really stupid what I'm going to say now, but anybody can do this. Yeah. Obviously I've been talking about lots of different levels, and these levels are getting hit, and I've already had private messages of people saying, wow, that's incredible, how do you do this, da da da. Anybody can do it. It's just, it requires experience, time, a lot of time in front of the charts, a lot of time studying, analyzing, and asking the question why did price stop here, and then kind of trying to work it out, right? But that's again, like I said, it sounds a bit odd, but this is the easy bit. The most difficult part of trading, is governing your emotions and staying on point with what you're trying to do. And obviously this goes for trading or investing or anything. So when I'm looking at the chart here of Bitcoin, I've got these levels noted, and I'm thinking, okay, great, price has come down here and it's done this. Now, once price has done this, I start thinking, okay, what could potentially be coming next? But when it comes to confirmation, I could tell you guys, okay, look, right now, Bitcoin looks bullish, over the next sort of, I don't know, maybe 8 hours, yeah? Because we're looking at the 4-hour chart. And I might be right. There's an area on the chart which I can see price may want to go to. It's around about 56,000, okay? There's a reason why price should go there. It makes perfect sense for me personally, okay? But the question is, what do I do with that information, yeah? Anybody can pick a number, yeah? But even if you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. What do you do with the information? Do you act on it? Do you trade that information? Do you wait? Do you see what I mean? So for me, there's always that element of confirmation. And I'll give you an example with Swissborg. When you look at Swissborg like this, as I explained, the liquidity was here. It's been dipped into many times. So if it starts to drive lower now, it's probably going to take this out, and it's reaching straight for this liquidity pool down here, right, which is around about the $1 mark. Okay, great. But what do I want to see for this not to happen? Yeah, this is the most important part. Okay, you have levels on your charts, right, which you can, I guess, call, the line in the sand, or, the area where we really need to get back above that point. And as I said, for me, it's 135. I need to see price above 135, okay, which is roughly about there, okay. From a chart point of view, it's above these highs. Yeah, I need to see price get above these highs, and I need to see it convincingly. Grinds up there nicely, and then it holds in this area. That's my confirmation. Okay, if I'm looking at this, right, as it is right now, at that moment in time, just here, okay, there's nothing for me to do, and this is what I'm trying to get at with this video. There's nothing for me to do. I have two scenarios. If price starts to grind lower, okay, and it pushes past this area here, it's going straight for this low, and we're likely to see the $1 mark. Okay, great. That's one scenario. If that happens, I have a game plan. I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I will act accordingly. If price starts to grind higher and it gets above these highs, takes this one out, and then holds above the 135 level, then again, I have a game plan. I know exactly what I'm going to do if that happens. As it stands right now, there's nothing for me to do with Swissborg. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm already invested. I know, what my position is. I know what my average cost is. I'm very methodical about the records that I keep. So it's just a question now of being patient and waiting. That's it. The long-term horizon in terms of the Swissborg token itself depends on the Swissborg company. Yeah. So the stronger the company becomes, there's lots of things in place. The protect and burn, for example, isn't, for people who are losing money and they're panicking, or they're new to trading, or they're new to this whole sort of crypto space. Yeah. For them, the protect and burn is their ticket to get back into profit. Yeah. But the protect and burn is not there for that reason. Yeah. The protect and burn is obviously there to protect the token for the benefit of those who are invested in the company over a long period of time and want to see the company do well, and they're protecting their community, they're protecting their, their token. It's got nothing to do with, but I'm down $200. I want the protect and burn now. So do you see what I mean? So the like I said, beginning traders sometimes get lost in all the noise. Yeah, it's very easy if you drop down to, say, 5-minute chart. Which it won't let me do. Okay, so let's go for 15-minute. Yeah, there we go. Well, I think it will actually. I just probably pressed the wrong thing. Yeah. So it's a nice candle, but in fact, this is absolutely perfect. It illustrates my point perfectly. Let's say you're looking at this, and we'll go to the 15, so it just scrunches up a little bit. There you go. Let's say you're looking at this. A beginning trader will see this and say, "We're going to the moon." Okay, somebody who's been around for 6 months to a year will say, okay, it looks okay, and they get a little bit excited because they're getting back into profit maybe. People who've been around for a very long time, or they have a solid game plan, they're investing, they know what they're talking about, wouldn't even be looking at the 15-minute chart. They'd be on the daily, the weekly, and they're saying, okay, you know what? There's nothing for me to do right now, so I'm just going to take a step back and chill. I've got a game plan, I know what I'm looking for, and if one of those two scenarios unfolds, then I know I've got my confirmation, and then I can act accordingly. So going back to to Bitcoin, we're getting a nice pop. Yeah. Okay, great, fine. What can I do with that? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing for me to do. As I mentioned, I grabbed some at 52 or thereabouts, and a little bit lower as well. I spoke to a good friend of mine. We had a chat about some other things as well regarding down here. So he's done his bit. So we're done now. Now it's just a question of, we're investing in Bitcoin over the long term. Yeah. The whole point is to accumulate in areas where it makes the most sense. Why would I want to buy Bitcoin up here if I genuinely believe and have absolute confidence that it's coming down here to take out this low, for example? I may as well just wait. Now, will you miss sometimes? Of course. Yeah, of course. Maybe it just rips and you're like, oh, man, okay, well, it didn't come down here. I didn't get an opportunity to, to accumulate or add to my position. Fine. It happens, but Bitcoin is not going to keep going up in a straight vertical line. Yeah, so you have to have a game plan. Got to have a game plan. Got to make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're trying to do, and keep your horizons or time horizons in check. Yeah, So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I think I'll probably do something over the weekend in terms of just a quick run through if I see anything interesting. But I'll. This is in terms of video, obviously. If not, then I'll just be in and out of the chat as normal. And as always, Colin, awesome stuff with the charts, man. I don't want to. I meant to mention this yesterday in the video, but I'm going to say it now. I don't want me to just. I'm just going to sound weird, but I don't want to just be the only person that's posting anything. In the chat. Like in terms of videos or analysis or anything, that I think, and I genuinely believe this, I think there's people in the chat, who've been around for a very long time, not just with Swissborg, but I just mean investing, trading, and so on. And I think they have a lot to share and a lot to offer. So I'm hoping that by me doing this, by Colin posting, and some of the other guys, that it brings these people out, and they start to post as well, and there's a lot more interaction because it's really important. I think it's amazing when communities get together for the benefit of everybody. So I'm going to leave it at that, as I said. And just briefly, it looks like we're getting a little bit of movement. Yeah. Anyway, we know what we're looking for, so we'll leave it at that. So yeah, take care, guys, and I'll catch up with you in the chat. All the best.